Hello, good morning. Uh, Welcome to the Aelenclast PodClast episode 3. Uh, I am one of your hosts, Tadakatsu Awaremono, played by Waymaker, in Arcadum's Aelenclast D&D games that are currently ongoing. And my co-host, to my right...
Other than Clefton, Cliffnote himself, your other host, played by Rinko, as always.
Excellent. We are starting slightly early today, but we have another special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself and your character today for us, as you are the first non-party member of ours that we have gotten to interview today?
Indeed.
Oh my, what an honor. Honored shadows, if you will. Yes. I'm Rotram. I am playing Rina Kuroshio. And, well, yes, as I said, it's quite an honor to be here. Thank you for having me.
We are most honored to have you. Yes, Rina-san. Well. This is interesting. The last I saw you, in-game, was during a crossover. You were sitting across the table and did not say much as your party members proceeded to do the things that they do. Just before we get started, what is your opinion on how that went down? I'm curious to know, as we are in a safe space that is not related to actual continuity of the timeline.
Yes, you feel free to speak your mind in this place, so do not hold back, please.
Oh, interesting. All right. Well, personally, I believed it went fairly well. I think we got our point across that we're not trying to actively sabotage the place. Though I noticed your young lord staring at me quite a lot. I was curious as to why that was.
I believe it is because you are a fish people of some kind.
I see.
And my young lord is an octopus, so he doesn't see very many others around, and I realize that you are in fact a skinwalker, are you not?
Correct.
I thought so. Taps nose. Yes, easy mistake to make, as my young lord has had very little interaction with aquatic skinwalkers.
Yes, there aren't that many of you, are there? You can only see land-based skinwalkers running around the landings.
I suppose not. I haven't seen many of my kind.
I would warn you, also, there is a pack of bounty hunters hunting a Galean skinwalker. Not that...
Yes, I believe I heard of that as well, I think.
Not that it helps, or that you can keep your eyes peeled once this show is over, as the podcast tends to erase our minds afterwards.
I'm sure it's not me that they're looking for.
I'm sure they will have their hands full. They are certainly not looking for me or mine, and I will have to do something to dissuade them from wasting my time with approaching us. We shall see what happens. But anyway, yes. That aside, we have actual icebreaker questions, I believe. I just thought it was curious. We had met previously and not really gotten a chance to talk, so good. Clefton-san, would you like to move us on?
Of course. So, as some of you may know, in the audience, we have a questionnaire that we follow through and ask our guests every episode, and today is no different. So, Rina, my apologies. Tadakatsu, how do I address, do I use kun for the ladies as well?
No, it is always san. It is always san.
Always. Okay. Oh, Rena, I believe you are Glayan, yes.
Correct.
Yes. So, for the first question, we will ask is, what is your favorite color?
My preference would go on to purple, as I am wearing it as well.
Hmm. Are
Ah,
are all of your is all of your clothing purple by any chance?
Well, but I do like having some accents of it.
Hmm. I see. I see.
are you fond of all purples or specific shades like lavender or plum?
Oh, no, not really. I don't really have a specific shade of purple that particularly strikes my fancy. I just think that it's a neat color overall.
Hmm.
Yes, indeed.
Neat.
So, on to the next one. We have here, what might be your favorite animal?
They're purple animals.
Well, I was going to say this, but please don't take this the wrong way. My favorite animal is an octopus.
Oh,
Interesting.
It's not related to your lord. I swear my life on that.
I would certainly not be offended if it was. Yes, yes, octopuses. Yes.
it makes me wonder
I
what.
found them. Yes.
Please go ahead.
Oh no. Well when I was younger. I found them quite interesting to hunt.
Hmm. Interesting.
Oh my.
To hunt. Hmm. I suppose they do
Yes,
taste.
for food.
They do taste pretty good. That's fair. I've never hunted them myself. That might be something to try at some point.
That's quite challenging. They
Hmm.
can change their colors.
Hmm.
They can look like a rock, very, very, very convincingly.
Interesting.
You seem to be very familiar with hunting these creatures. Are they do you perhaps dwell under the water very often? Is your home beneath the waves?
I did use in my younger years. I spent most of my time underwater. Yes.
Hmm.
Fascinating, fascinating. What is the seabed like?
Well, there's kind of depends on how deep you go. I didn't stray off very far from the shoreline. Um, but there's lots of life.
You build houses down there if you're living under the water.
Oh, I didn't live underwater. I
Oh,
just spent a lot of my time there.
no, I see. I see. That makes a lot more sense. I should have thought about that. Rina-san, I imagine this probably does have to do with life underwater and the amount of time. Is there a particular season that you favor?
Mm,
You see how I segued into
that is
our
an
next
interesting
question,
question.
Clefton-san? Did you see how smooth that was?
As always, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, very well done. Um, to pick a season of my fancy, I hmm, I suppose maybe winter, just because I'm not a huge fan of heat.
Hmm.
Though it does make the water excruciatingly cold.
Yes, I would imagine so. But you still prefer the winter.
Yeah, I prefer cold over heat.
Hmm.
And fault you for that. Everyone has their preferences. How about your hobbies? What would you like to do in your free time? Beneath the waves or on land? Wherever you prefer.
Well, this might be a bit expected. I quite like swimming, but I also am quite a fan of reading.
Hmm. What do you
Ah,
what do you like to read?
Hmm. I suppose mostly novels.
fantasy,
Uh, hmm. I cannot say I
like
have
fiction.
actually read a novel, but yes, fiction or
You
Some are quite
haven't.
fascinating.
well, no, I have no time. I have read many books, but not novels. Fantasy is a waste of time.
Hmm. That's an interesting way to look at it. Do you do anything for fun, Mr. Sorry, Tadakatsu-san?
Yes. When I have the odd moment, I like to fly kites. Simple kites, something I can build quickly, efficiently, uh, get my kicks in, and then be done and go back to work.
I see. Yeah, no, I don't like heights very much, so I've never done that.
Well, I see.
Well, I, for one, am quite fond of reading as well. It's very stimulating for the imagination and therefore the mind, and brighten both
Yes, I agree.
soul and the imagination. So I must say, we do have something in common there. Um,
Lovely.
what is your favorite food?
The octopus.
No, actually, I really like peaches.
Hmm. Peaches are quite good.
Yes,
Ah,
just really like their sweet taste.
Hmm. The trees are nice. Good blossoms.
That as well. They're very pretty.
Hmm. Yes.
and your
Just
least favorite?
My least favorite. uh, probably, probably like chicken eggs.
chicken eggs.
I'm not a fan of how it feels in my mouth, and the the yellow bit inside. I ugh,
But chicken
cannot stand it.
eggs specifically. Not.
Well, I suppose
How do you
I'm
feel
not
about quail
entirely.
eggs?
Well, I guess just eggs in general.
Oh, I see. I was going to say, have you tried an ostrich egg? It's as big as a head. It's crazy.
I've never heard of what is an ostrich.
Big, stupid, flightless bird. Very angry.
Oh,
You know,
interesting.
like most birds, but big enough to actually do something about you.
Oh, well, I guess I should stay clear of it then.
Yes, one should stay clear of birds. They are terrible creatures. But we should move on. uh, this is a jump and not quite related. But what kind of music do you enjoy? You've indicated you enjoy reading and books. You have a distinct enjoyment of a specific color. These are good things that indicate that you have at least a an aesthetic that you tend to aim towards. Does that apply to your music as well?
Hmm, maybe not as much. I don't listen to all that much music, not just purely because I haven't really had much of the opportunity to. But I did see some artists in my time in Calcutta when we were preparing to set off for Aelenclast, and I believe they called it heavy steel, something
Oh,
like that.
I've heard this heavy steel. It's an interesting time in Calcutta as we prepared. I agree. I agree. I did kind of
Yes, it
like
was
that myself.
fascinating.
Yes, agreed. What do you think, Clefton? What did you think of heavy steel?
Well, it's quite I must say, you have quite the refined taste. It's not the sort of genre that many other people would pick. So I'm impressed that you've heard of such a niche style of music.
No, it was only once. but it seemed pretty cool.
Clefton-san, you guard your opinion like a castle wall. We don't have to address it if you're uncomfortable.
What? What do you mean? Tadakatsu-san.
I asked what you thought.
Are you not?
You deflected.
Are you not comfortable sharing your feelings on this?
That's okay. We don't have to address
Oh no, it's a good.
Clefton-san's feelings.
It's a well.
If he's not comfortable.
It's entirely all right, Clefton-san.
It's If you would ask the question one more time, perhaps I missed the original query.
Oh, what are your feelings on heavy steel as a music genre? You who are an expert in musical things.
Oh well, it's unique. It's very nice. It's has its own spin, and I do partake sometimes as well.
I see. Did you see how calculated that was, Rina-san? I feel that he is...
Yes.
Yes.
He put a lot of thought into that.
A lot of thought, indeed. But we are not judgmental people, we Galeans, at least not outward. We are...
No, of course not.
No, of course not. No. Clefton-san, would you like to ask the next question? Would you like to move us on?
I shall. Let's see here. Now, Rina-san, if there was one word that you could choose above all other words to describe yourself, what word might that be? What word would you use?
Now that is an interesting one. I suppose private? I don't really enjoy talking about myself all that much. And usually I don't bring up anything about myself if no one asks.
That is a honorable position to take. Clefton-san, do you notice how differently this is going compared to your Rhinian counterparts who have joined us? This proper, well-mannered, not boastful. It's fantastic.
I can definitely say there's a breath of fresh air from our previous guest in particular. Very refined, very put together.
Yes.
I'm enjoying this a lot, actually. Private, you say, is good for one to keep certain things to themselves and not flap their tongue needlessly.
It is also irrefutable. One cannot simply say, haha, no you're not. That's not a word I'd use to describe you. How do you argue against, I'm just chilling in my lane? You can't. It's fantastic. I should use that more.
Nicely.
Yes, that is a good one. But
we learn many things from our guests here on the Aelenclast PodClast.
Yes, and then we forget them immediately. It is our burden and our curse.
Very true.
Incredible.
Terrible fate.
Terrible. It has its pros and cons.
Speaking of terrible things,
yes.
However, are there any such things that absolutely irk you? Things that you would call your pet peeves?
Smooth. Good dredges. Good try.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
I stumbled all over myself. Yes.
I suppose it's people that do not seem to realize that their actions have consequences on the people around them.
Are you familiar with this feeling quite often?
Regrettably. Yes.
This will be. This is always
just
a
to
fun
be
one.
entirely for sure. No knowledge in this place can leak outwards, can it?
No. We are under a bed, as it were, at the moment, shrouded in
Sunny's bed.
Yes, Sunny's supernatural
I see.
darkness. Nothing escapes here. Before any specifics come across, would you say that this pet peeve is triggered by multiple party members?
Mm, I suppose not.
Oh, interesting.
There is a person in particular um, that seems to value something else over above the thought of realizing what may happen if they actually do it. But they seem to be making uh, headway in changing that part about themselves, so
Hmm.
I won't name any names.
What would you say is the most important thing? Yes. Like, if you were to indicate what the most important thing to focus on would be, what would you say it would be?
For what exactly? For changing yourself in that way?
No. You're saying that this particular individual seems to have a different set of priorities. What would you say the proper priorities would be?
Well, I think number one, if you are part of a group that is going out on dangerous expeditions all the time, I think the well-being of your entire party, including yourself, should be on number one.
Hmm. That is good. From what I've observed of your particular party and your allies, uh, you seem to bear the responsibility rather evenly across the board. That makes sense to me.
We try to.
Evenly guard each other. That is not the case with me, but it is honorable in your stance, I believe. Yes. Good.
Very dignified indeed. Are there any other things that you'd like to... You've shared your personal insight on perhaps how you view goals in your party. Is there a little known fact about yourself that you'd like to share with us? Something a little more personal that perhaps not many people would know about that you're comfortable sharing?
Um, Something that not many people know about me. I am a twin. I have a twin sister.
Really?
Yes. Although
Identical twins, or the other kind?
yes, identical.
Oh, are they
Completely identical.
interesting? Are they
Mostly,
also?
yes.
Did they also come to Aelenclast, or?
No, they're no longer with us.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear
My
that.
condolences.
Yes.
No, it's all right. It was a good long time ago.
Hmm. Wow.
Well, on a brighter note, we can talk of better things, and so we'll ask you something that another guest had previously volunteered to ask future guests, and that is what you might look for in a romantic relationship.
Oh. Hmm.
If you are so inclined to pursue such things, of course.
Well, I suppose if I were to want to find a partner, I suppose loyalty and sincerity. I would prefer to not have to deal with any lies.
Everyone lies.
Well, yes, but in my personal opinion, relationships work better if people don't hide things from each other.
Hmm. Agreed. I can't disagree with
Well,
that. That's true.
as a
Though
private,
I just simply say that I don't actually have any experience in that matter.
Well, there are a lot of people who have come to Aelenclast. Uh, many people, and we're going to be here for a while. I imagine is This question was added to the list by Seraph Whistledown-san, and she appears to be some kind of priestess in the matter, so maybe
Yes, I've heard.
at some point we will probably all have this conversation with her or another, who knows. Crazy to get involved in other people's relationships. I do not understand it, but I suppose if that is what you have built your life around, that...
It must be a
you're
Iranian thing, I
yes,
guess.
you are a more private person, as you have indicated, and I myself am much the same.
Mhm.
Yes. Anyway, no, good. Well, at least you have, you have the right direction. Yes. What would you say is
Good
the?
head on your shoulders, I must say.
Yes, yes. Is this next question, was it also added by our previous guest?
It was, yes. Surprisingly good question, actually.
Yes. What would you say, Rina-san, is the toughest thing you have had to deal with since your arrival on Aelenclast?
I think that's without a doubt. That would be Madam Mew.
Ah, yes. Madam, you.
Guardian
We had
representative.
oh yes, there was an argument between our group and her, and so we set out to try and prove ourselves. Yet it seems that us trying to accomplish great things was seen as us being consumed with greed instead, which was not our intention.
Hmm. Yes, some of that communication in action. Yes. I believe after interacting with you and your group that your hearts were indeed in the right place. But obviously, a miscommunication, something we can all endeavor to improve in the future.
Indeed. Yet I distinctly remember you calling us brigands and barbarians.
Oh, yes, at the time, I was under the impression that I was going to be tasked with hunting you down for being greedy bandits. But, a short conversation adjusted that perspective, which I am glad to see.
Good.
Hmm.
I'm glad you have changed your mind.
Yes, me too. It's good that we have peace, especially since we're all under attack now. That's kind of a problem. Once we're out from under this
Yes,
bed,
it's
we'll have to go back to that.
yes. It's quite impressive that you managed to get me in the middle of a fight.
Oh well.
I figured we'd have to finish that before this.
Oh well, we all need a quick chance to catch our breaths, even though we
Yes.
are on separate sides of the camp, and there's chaos and gnolls everywhere. The
Oh yes.
Sunny's
Very
bed
much
can
so.
work incredible feats of magic. It seems. Yes.
Indeed. And as they say, the show must go on, so we weren't going to let the little Knoll invasion get in the way of our schedule now. Of
Well, a pack of growly bellies won't stop us. No.
course not.
Yes.
Well, we've come to the end of our questionnaire. We just have one final thing that we ask all of our guests, and that is, what question would you, Rina-san, like to ask future guest stars that appear on the show?
I suppose a good question would be, what are you looking for on Aelenclast?
Ooh, that is a good one.
As in, why did you come to the continent specifically, or just...
Yes. Like, why are you here? What are you looking for to achieve here?
Yes, I suppose leaving it a little open-ended is probably better for conversation. I like that. I like that. In that same vein, we always like to have our guest answer the question they are adding to the questionnaire. If you wouldn't mind telling us.
Oh, well, I came here simply to serve my lord that I am working under.
This is a rather I relate to that immensely. I really do. Um, what if he were to die? Then what would you do?
If I were to die, then I wouldn't do anything, because then I would be dead.
No, your lord.
If my lord... Well, I suppose I'd try to find another way to make a living around here, or serve their...
Hmm.
the successor.
The reason I asked this is because recently I was asked by my own young lord to give it a rest and not make my entire personality around serving him, which is impossible, obviously, you understand. But,
Oh, yes, surely.
yes, but were something to happen, or were I to pursue something of my own, things to think about, indeed. Things to think about.
Yes.
I suppose I've also came here just because I wanted a bit of fresh experience. I've, yes, that's it.
There's a lot of that.
Definitely.
Clefton, son,
Yes.
would you like to answer this one? Because I guess that's a really good question. I like it.
Well, it's a complicated matter, but I sought fame in a new land.
But
That's the gist of it, really.
you want to
Fame.
be famous in a place that is uncivilized and no one is here to be famous for? What?
In what craft, or would you be famous in?
Well, any manner of art, really. I have many talents, and I wouldn't mind any way, just as long as I have the fame. But to the matter of civilization, well, uh, civilization has already begun to take hold in this place. As a matter of fact, the Potter's Veil vessel was the one charged with bringing the common folk over and having them settle the land in due time. As long as we press the advantage, I do believe that it is possible that once people thrive, they will have people will rise with them too. That will be remembered throughout that generation. So I trust in
I
them.
see.
I trust for time to do its work.
Indeed.
You're depending on the more people coming here and you being remembered in your pursuit of the arts.
Indeed,
A worthy goal, some might say.
there is a bit more to it, but that is to be explored in the actual continuity of things.
It is quite curious because I am actually here escaping my fame. But we can move on. What you had a poll, right, Clefton-san? Something of a poll.
As always, yes, we ask several people their opinions on things, and we poll based on their responses. For this week, it was, of course, the topic on everyone's mind: the Null attack on Kazor's Landing. It's very dangerous, and not all will come out unscathed. So, we asked what people thought on this specific matter. Will we see any of the major NPCs die from this battle? Such as Madame Yu, for example, that you mentioned earlier.
Oh,
Yes.
I see.
Before I share the results, I thought I'd ask each of you what you might think. Do you think anyone will live? Do you think everyone will live? Do you think maybe one or several people will perish? What are our feelings on this?
Hmm. Well, I personally feel with how the fight I am in currently, um, I don't feel we haven't let anyone through yet. So as long as people are able to uphold their defenses, I feel like we might be able to come out of this mostly unscathed, um, without loss of life. I mean, we are going to be losing quite a lot of resources doing this,
Mm.
but I pray for no casualties.
My group has been actually focusing on rescuing a handful of civilians, and we have already lost a few. But with some strategy and focus, perhaps we will be able to save the majority. As far as more prominent people, I will be surprised with the force of this attack if no one is lost.
I suppose so.
I almost lost my young lord. I don't know if
Oh,
you realize this, but it was it was very close.
oh my! What kind of particular knoll was it?
It was one of those black furred gnolls with a bag. Swept him
Ah,
up and then tried to carry him off. Didn't make it very far,
I
but
believe
it is what it is.
those are called the moon hells. Yes, I don't like those either. They have snuck up on me more times than I can count.
They are an annoyance at best. But yes.
They are very tricky indeed. They almost slip by us as well, but we are handling them nobly as we speak in this our encounter. I for
Very
one,
good.
yes, I for one also believe that while it would be best if everyone lived, war is a perilous thing, and I do think that there will be heavy casualties. So at least one person may die. Perhaps that scientific fellow, the chronometer, he's all by himself in his little hut. Maybe he will.
Oh, that would be
Maybe he
very
may
bad.
fall.
We rely on his capabilities.
Ooh,
It seems that we
Indeed, it
are
would be.
afflicted with a time-related malady, and he would be quite useful in making sure we don't die from it.
I've not met this old man. I wish him well, I suppose.
Yes, it would be a shame to lose him.
Hmm. Well, hopefully, when we hop back out there, we will all do our best, and we'll get through this first major event in the landing. This will be most interesting. I think there is much to be done yet, and I am eager to see how everyone does.
Yes, hopefully everyone can show their best side and come out on top in this endeavor.
Hmm.
Now then, I believe we're nearly through with our agenda. We just have a.
Oh, were we not going to discuss the results of the poll?
Oh, yes. Yes, yes. Oh, thank you for reminding me. The results, as they are, we had 20% of the vote of people saying that several important people would perish. And then we had 30% speak out and say that, nay, they would all live and things would all be well. But the majority and the winning answer lies in the third question, which garnered 50% of the vote, and that is that one major NPC would indeed die. So that is the one that ended up being the winner.
Hmm. although that is the one I voted for, it would be quite upsetting if it were to happen.
Yes, I agree.
It seems between optimism, pessimism, and realism, the realistic choice won out today.
A lot of realists in this particular batch of adventurers coming to Aelenclast. It's good to see.
I suppose that's important. We must be realistic in our goals.
It is encouraging. As a general thought experiment, very very encouraging. Well, I quite like these polls. Keep making them, Clefton-san. I think this is a good practice, so we can psychoanalyze our allies. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. I shall continue with this. We shall garner more
expand my
insight.
list a little bit more.
We can never be too short of allies.
Yes.
But speaking of short, time is of that same measurement. It's getting a bit short. We should move on. So, for our last activity, we have not a game, as we had last time, but
but I'm so good at games.
But I believe you'll be even better at what we have prepared for this one. It is something that I realize we don't do enough of on this podcast. Because this activity round is for one of debates, where we can discuss our opinion on certain topics.
Interesting.
Yes. We will look forward to hearing your insight on some of these, because I'm sure because I'm sure that our viewers will be dying to know what you think about these.
Mm-hmm. Ask away.
First, yes. The first question we have here is the following: is water wet?
I don't believe water itself is wet, because wet would mean something that is touched by water, no?
Does water not touch itself?
I suppose yes, but water doesn't make itself wet by touching itself.
I believe water has the adhesive property where it sort of sticks to itself, so wouldn't water always be wet because of by its very nature clinging to itself?
If we're speaking completely scientifically, nothing touches anything, so technically, even if I was completely submerged in water, I would not be wet.
Well, then there's also the question is, how are we saying that water is touching itself when it is not like there are small pieces of water touching in an ocean, right?
Right, nothing is in tiny molecular pieces. We don't know about that in character. Yeah, the science, get out of here.
We're not
Oh,
that
well.
smart.
I suppose so.
Yes.
Technology hasn't advanced that far enough.
What if I was to take a glass of water and pour it into the ocean? Would that water from the glass be wetted by the ocean?
I think it would simply become one with the ocean.
Therefore wet.
But then, what? How do we define wet then? What is it that water can make wet, if not the ocean?
Well,
I personally believe that something can only be wet. So wet itself means that it is touched by water, or well, covered in it, or in other ways. I don't believe that water itself could apply to that, just because it implies that something else is being covered by water.
I have a rebuttal. I believe
All right.
something that is wet is something that is not dry. Would you say that the ocean is dry?
Not.
Is water itself dry?
Hmm.
I suppose not.
Oh, I suppose not.
Oh, because there is dry ice, and that's significantly different than regular ice, which does get wet.
Yes, it does get wet.
But
Regular-
ice is water.
Yes, but when it's in ice form,
Oh, water is wet.
it becomes wet when you hold it. It's wet on the outside.
Does this mean that ice is no longer wet but it's still water?
Unless ice isn't water, which we all know it is.
Indeed.
I believe my point stands. Something that is wet is something that is not dry. If I am dry, I am not wet. And because
But
water
then-
is not
okay.
dry, it must, in fact, be wet.
You have a rebuttal, Rina-san.
But then what does it truly mean to be dry? If you say it's not wet, what exactly is not wet?
What would you consider to be dry thing?
Because a person or things can be wet even if it's not water.
Indeed. I would move to say that something that is wet would be something that is surrounded and saturated by wetness. Something that
By
is
a liquid.
dry is something that is not surrounded and saturated by wetness. For example, I, myself, am Tadakatsu. I am surrounded and saturated with Tadakatsu-ness.
Hmm.
And because I am Tadakatsu, I am also Tadakatsu. Therefore, water,
That is a fascinating.
which is wet, should be wet.
But in that sense, wouldn't it be waterness because it is water?
Hmm. I think there is already a word for this, Rino-san. I think
No,
it is...
no, that couldn't possibly be it.
I think it is wetness, perhaps.
No. Look, I've lived in the ocean. I'm the expert here.
Obviously, you are the expert. I pale in comparison to your knowledge. Yes. You would know. When you are in the water, are you wet?
Hmm. I suppose yes.
Hmm. But only because you are not water yourself.
Yes.
If you spilled some some milk or oil into the water, into the ocean, does that make such substances wet? Or is it only water, the liquid, that cannot be wet?
Mm.
Is milk wet?
Well, it is a liquid as well, but I think this is simply the same question as earlier, where if you pour a glass of water into the ocean, does that water from the cup become wet?
But a cup of
It's
oil
it's
does
both
not.
liquids.
A cup of oil does not mix completely with the water. It separates, so it is entirely a different entity. Does the water wet it? Or does it avoid being wet because it floats on the surface?
Well, the oil can still burn even while on top of water, no?
Yes.
Doesn't it require to be dry until if it needs to burn?
So oil must always be dry.
But itself is also a liquid.
A dry liquid.
So would it not make itself wet?
So,
Good point.
So perhaps by this reasoning we can deduce that if oil is dry because it can burn, and it doesn't make itself wet because of that, then that also applies to other liquids, such as water,
So perhaps.
which means that water is not wet.
No, bear with me now. Bear with me. Something that is dry can be set aflame, but something that is wet cannot.
Hmm.
Can you set water aflame?
No.
Therefore, it must be wet.
I believe you mean dry by your own reasoning?
No. Water cannot be set aflame because it is wet. Oil can because it is dry. He says uncomfortably.
Hmm.
I feel that this may be a topic that may take more brain power than we have.
If nothing else, I have come out of this with the concept that oil may in fact be a dry liquid, and I'm not sure I'm comfortable with that. What have you done to us, Clefton?
Can liquids even be dry?
The oil
I've heard
can
good
aflame.
points.
I am not sure what to think as of right now.
This is very fascinating indeed. I've heard good points from both sides, and I thought I'd be able to reach a satisfying conclusion by the end of it, but I think perhaps further debate with future guests is required. We'll need others' insights
Yes, I
on
would.
this.
I would include this in every single one of your podcasts. Surely this will be riveting conversation every single
The
time.
next one will simply be, is oil dry?
Yes, perfect.
Perhaps, yes.
Well, viewers, that would be something to study upon should you be dragged under Sonny's bed for the PodClast. I believe with that, we will kind of move towards our finishing bit here. Once again, I have been Awaremono Tadakatsu with our guest, Rina-san, and my partner, Clefton, Cliffnote. Once again, we are adventurers in Arcadum's Aelenclast series of D&D games, which are currently ongoing. Make sure and look them up. Find our Discord. If you've enjoyed this discussion about is water wet and is oil dry and the many other things that we have discussed, feel free to give this video a like and a subscribe and all that stuff that makes sure that everyone can see it so that we can guide more people towards our wonderful set of D&D games and increase our population. Aelenclast is in great need of additional adventurers and hands, as we are probably going to have a decrease in those due to a null attack. This is Tadakatsu, and I am signing off. Good to have you, Rina-san. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you for
Yes,
having me.
thank you for joining us.
Alrighty.